Transmitting from sunny Southern California, capital of entertainment, beautiful ladies, and great whiskey. You're listening to the Hot OTM Podcast, where we discuss politics, guns, entertainment, music, and all the controversial topics we can find. Here are your hosts, Hector Robles and Christian Mejia. All right, welcome to the podcast today. Oh my God, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I am super excited about this podcast because some mad shit being talked on the internet.
Please don't have a heart attack, dude. Please don't have a heart attack in here, dude. Because I know your emotions and
my God, I'm
your
ready
points
to
of
go.
view are just, you're ready to take on this thing.
I can't believe how people are treating a sitting president, especially like our musician Hispanic friends. The hypocrisy is just unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. So today we're going to be talking about the situation with Trump and how they're calling for his head. I honestly think that this is the fall of Rome. Like literally, there's our country is divided, and I don't see how this is going to be repaired, especially with what the left is saying right now. So that's going to be our main topic of the podcast here, and then like always, some information about our gun corner and stuff that's happening there.
Please go ahead and fill me in. What's going on? I mean, obviously, like the whole world witnessed everything that went down on January 6th in Capitol Hill. Very interesting, very scary, very to some. There was it was, how can I say this? It was like it was coming. It was expected, I guess, in some way.
Well,
in a certain way, but not with a violent act problem.
They were already expecting the large crowds. So to me, it was just amazing in the fact that with them knowing these large crowds are going to be there, that they didn't have better security for the Capitol building where all these people were going to be at. They had intel that Antifa it was going to be infiltrating the Trump supporters to start rioting and start stuff. So they had legitimate intel about this stuff, and they opened the doors. There's actually video where they're opening the doors and letting people in. To me, that's just unbelievable.
Is this besides the breaking of the windows?
Yeah, this is besides the breaking of the windows. There's a video where this cop's like,
do you
they
have
all
that
move.
video?
Yeah,
do you know?
no. We'll show it to everyone here. That little video. Basically, the cops are on the side of the door, and they're like, somebody's filming the cop, and they're asking him what's going on, and he's like, "No, you may not come in. No," and it's like, this is purpose. To me, this was a setup. This was straight up a setup. And now they're trying to impeach Trump again. They're trying to do all that while they're calling for unity between both sides. Shit's hilarious, man. All right, Ronald Reagan said, there's an actual video of Ronald Reagan saying that the way that they're going to take over America, the communist, is through socialism. And that's exactly what's happening. He mentioned that the Democrats, or it's going to be a liberal agenda, and they're going to bring in this liberal agenda. And if all the parties become democratic, that's how they're going to get socialism. And then that's how they're going to get communism. So for all the people that voted, Democrats, we've all been punked. Actually, that's what's happened. We're all getting punked here, man.
Well, I mean, I think 2008, 2010, the Democrats had everything, right? The House, the presidency, the Senate.
I think it's happened 2 other times. I can't remember exactly when.
In this particular case, like I feel like, this is becoming a monarchy, man. It's you have no say so. I mean, it shows you at this moment, no matter what the circumstances are, right? To impeach or to basically to shut the president of the United States of America. That tells you if they can do that to him, who is the leader of the free world, what will they do to you, to us?
Oh,
And
without a doubt.
that's not even the government. That's a privately owned companies.
Well, they get
know,
federal
so-
funding too. Those companies get federal funding.
They make so much money. Why would they get like federal funding?
I have no idea, but to me, this is kind of the whole point that they follow. It's not free speech. It's only free speech for them. And like that Katie Griffin lady, or was it Katie
Griffin, yeah.
Okay. She was able to put up a severed head of a president on her Twitter.
Of Trump.
Yeah, of Trump. And nothing happened to her. Her Twitter is perfectly fine. But Trump says anything, oh, look at that evil guy.
Well, that's not even Katie Griffin. I believe China posted some shit on Twitter also about the how they're killing people or something about the camps.
Oh wow, I didn't hear about that.
Also, how Iran posted some other shit. I'll look it up. I can't really remember it, but it's predicting violence.
Man, I can't remember who from Iran. There's some terrorist guy from Iran who openly has an agenda to exterminate the Jews.
Yeah, something.
Right.
That's
that's what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
And that guy's perfectly fine. No, we're cool with Twitter's cool with that. Don't worry about that.
It's still there, I believe.
I don't know if it's still there now, but I mean, all these things have happened from the left where they're perfectly fine with that type of violence. And even going to BLM and the riots in Portland, that shit was going on for 7 months, man. Or I think it's 10 months. And you know what people were saying? Okay, I saw a video about all these the news outlets, and they're interviewing people, and this is what they're saying. They're saying, well, these are unheard people who they have no other way to show their voice. They've been unheard. Their education system is broken. There's all these situations where it's horrible for them, and they're just the unheard people who don't know how to be heard any other way but with violence. And they're perfect. The whole media, everyone is perfectly fine, okay with that, with burning down businesses. And what frustrates me and I get really angry is I talk to some of my Latino friends and I tell them, dude, do you not understand that they're burning down Latino businesses? There was a black gentleman who was running out in the street crying. I saw a video of this where he was saying that was his business. What were they doing? He was working for it his entire life. And Black Lives Matter didn't give a shit, man. They were burning it all down. And it's like, yeah, that's mostly peaceful protesting. But the shit that happened over here where nothing burned down. Nothing burned down. The only thing that happened is, some of the...
They stole...
Well, allegedly, they stole some
like a podium
stuff.
Something.
But to me, it's just frustrating that I'm not saying that what
Actually,
they did.
you know what? There is a laptop that's missing.
That's what they're saying, but it's still not. That's still debated. Anyway, my whole point is this: that was just stupidity. I mean, I have to agree that it was just stupid what they did, without a doubt, and they shouldn't have done it. And I even say it's cool to call it out. It's nowhere near a fucking coup. Get the fuck out of here. If they really wanted a coup, people would have showed up with guns and they would have fucking done a lot worse shit, you know? This wasn't that. This was peaceful protesting that got out of hand and was helped by the police. Oh no, please don't come in, opening up the doors. I mean, this was just stupid people doing stupid shit, but they didn't burn down anybody's businesses. They didn't go in there trying to kill anyone or anything. I know that some police officers got hurt. But
one of them, I guess, he accidentally shocked himself with his own taser.
Did he? And then he died?
Had a heart attack.
But literally, that's almost like, I can't even remember that comedian guy, it wasn't Bernie Sanders, but he's an idiot too. The Benny Hill show, where they're like putting that music and people are running around the table. It almost seemed like it was one of those situations. And to me, it's like, okay, so you think it's perfectly fine to riot, to burn people's businesses and everything's cool for 10 months. But these numbnuts are walking out with Pelosi's podium and oh my God, the darkest days since...
They also did take over the city, right?
Who?
Up in Portland and Washington.
Yeah. Dude, they had the whole Chaz zone where they blocked out blocks of people.
So that was... But that was fine, remember?
No, I know. It's perfectly fine, man. And that's what you can't say that it's fine for one person because their voice is not being heard. The whole point of the Trump supporters being there is because their voice wasn't being heard. And it's not like they wanted...
And it's not being heard.
It's obviously it's not being heard. And it's not like they wanted the Congress or Senate or to reverse the situation. What they wanted is a fair shake. Please have an investigation of the evidence that's there. That's it. That's what they wanted. And they refused to do it. So and then on top of it, now what these pieces of shit are doing is they're saying, oh, we need unity, but we're going to go after Trump. We're going to take all of his assets. We're going to make sure that he can't run for 2024. We're going to go after this guy and shred him to pieces in the name of unity. Like, are you fucking serious? 74 million people voted for this guy. You think that that's going to create unity? Are you fucking retarded? I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean, it's show your passion, dude. I mean, it's you're entitled to it. I have a little bit of a different opinion than that, you know. I do think...
Luckily, I'm not on the left, so go ahead. I'd like to hear your opinion.
Well, I do think that this hurt him.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, and it's a shame because I do think... I think that the president could have been like a major stud, dude. Like, you know, if from the beginning of the pandemic, if he would have been like completely honest and say like, look, this is, but hold on, you know, but I think that there's something else behind it. Like, you know, he comes out and lashes out, does this and so on. But still though, dude, I think there's something else behind it that he can't come out as much as he wants to. Uh-huh. Maybe there's some dark secrets between all of these politicians and he's still involved in it. Uh-huh. I don't understand it, but I don't get it. I mean, again, I do think that this hurt him big time. For him to come back in 2024, I seriously doubt it, dude. That he's going to be able to bounce back off of this. He does have a voice. I'm sure he will find a way. You know, the followers, the people that follow him, that are loyal to him, will keep on following him. Like I told you in the past, I basically gave my mom shit actually because she voted for him the first time and I didn't. I just basically went with the Green Party. I was just like, you know, I don't fuck this guy and fuck Hillary. Yeah. I don't want any of these kooks in office. So I just voted for somebody, whoever, okay, Green Party or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even remember. This time, I do believe, like in his policies, he's just a little bit harder, a little bit more strict, you know, with China. And people will probably think like, oh, dude, you're probably, you don't think of the people, or, you know, you're not for the people. You're not
compassionate.
I think I am. Because my feelings are these as China. If they take over, we're all fucked completely. And also, so that's why I voted for this man. You know, just because he's harder, stricter on China, right? That's basically where I stand with this. But I do, it affected him. I don't think he's going to come back from 2024. Even his family, dude. People are just going to, but it's not just him though, dude. I think it's the media because they're
against him, man.
Completely, like, you know, just, they're salivating themselves, like, you know, in roasting him and just humiliating him and just tearing him apart. Doing all these things to him, you know. I mean,
think about it. If they were doing that to you,
and I still think like he did some good stuff, man. You know, he brought peace.
Dude,
and
he even helped the gay community. Like he was pro, right. Like pro LGBT, whatever it is.
And you know, and to go back to if you don't care, like, you know, if people say that I don't care about other people and so on, in reality, nobody gives a fuck about anyone, dude. That's the bottom line. If you want something, you gotta fucking work for it and get it. It's not just a hand me down. And this is what I kind of
it's a hand me out. Handout.
A handout. This is what I really see nowadays. Like people,
everyone wants a handout.
Everybody wants, like, you know, everybody. And just keep in mind, guys, people, we're in a really fucked up situation. Are you comfortable with $1,200? Are you comfortable with $600? When corporations are getting like billions, millions of dollars, they're the ones that go first. We go at the very end. We get
we get the crumbs off the bed.
We get the crumbs.
Or off the bed, off
the
table.
So it's like, to me, it's more like whatever you want, you have to work for it.
But the thing is, they're not letting you anymore.
And now they're not letting you. And now, because I think the windows have closed now, you know, if you're if you're a businessman and an entrepreneur and so on, you got to find a different way to hustle to make that money, you know, because
they're shutting everyone down.
Because it's all about them. Like, you know, now that they're in power,
consolidated all the power now.
That's a fucking monarchy, man.
Dude, that's dangerous.
That is dangerous. Because
it's dangerous
now
for all the Republicans or all the Democrats.
There's no balance. It's just me. You know, back in the days, people used to think like, you know, fuck the government, do this and blah, 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 blah. And these people, they kind of stood up to him. They didn't go out there. They did. There are a few people that did some horrible shit, obviously, and then 4 lives were lost in this.
Dude, and in regards to the 4 lives, then we have some of our Hispanic friends on the internet. I saw a post where one of these girls from a radio station that I've been there to her show saying, and this infuriates me, saying that more of them should have died. Can you imagine if I would have posted that more of the black people should have died in the BLM riots, or more of these people from the Antifa, they should have killed them all? I mean, that's not inciting shit.
No, definitely. I don't condone that too.
How can you be saying that?
You know, no, I mean, we're all.
But it's okay. It's okay. Keep on talking. And she's not the only one, man. All these other lefties are like, oh, more of these rats should have died. We should have, you know, I wish more of them would have been killed. How can you talk about the right like that, and the left is perfectly fine with them inciting that kind of violence on the mostly peaceful protesters at the Capitol? To me, I just don't understand it, man. And I think it goes to the whole free handouts that you were talking about, because I also had a discussion with this, and I think he's a radio personality here locally in Southern California. And I was explaining to him something having to do with like basically immigrants, that as immigrants, when we come to this country, we have to be the example of hard work. We need to work for our shit. We can't be here for fucking handouts. And I understand sometimes people get into hard situations where food is necessary and help may be necessary. We can all get into a situation like that. So I'm not talking about food and people getting something to eat to get back on their feet. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like the DACA program set up. These people think that because the Latinos that were brought here by their parents illegally have a right and demand their right for this government to pay for their college education. Can you believe that shit? College isn't food. College is a fucking luxury. And if you want education, fucking pay for it. You're not even a citizen of this country.
Do Latin America countries, do they offer that?
No, that's exactly what I told him. I told him, if you were in Mexico and somebody from El Salvador came to Mexico, was brought there illegally, what do you think? And they demanded that the Mexican government pay for their college education. What the fuck do you think they would tell them? What do you guys think they would tell them? What do you think Mexico would tell the Salvadorian people?
They will basically say, shove it.
They would tell them to go fuck themselves. Go fuck yourself is what the Mexican people would tell that Salvadorian. But here in America, if you don't give them what they want, these socialist people, you're a racist. Oh, you're such a horrible racist person. And that's what I hate about this whole movement is that they're using race. They're pulling out that race card of like, oh, we're Latino, so you're being racist. Oh, we're black, or they're black and they're oppressed, so you're being racist. This isn't about racism. This is about what's right and what's wrong, and taking free shit from a country that you're immigrating to, which is, again, it's not food to survive. This is a luxury. That's not racist. That's just being a fucking freeloader and basically being a piece of shit.
Well, if we look back, if we look at at some of the generations, right? The people that migrated to this country in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. Like, let's just go back to our parents. Your mom and dad worked their asses off to buy that house.
Dude, my parents worked in the fields, bro. My parents worked in the fields. Fucking
nobody gave them anything.
Nobody gave them anything.
They had to fucking work their asses off.
And they gave me an opportunity, which this is what, as an immigrant, you want, an opportunity to be able to pay for my education. So I went out there and I paid for my education because I don't feel that I need to be sucking off the tit of the government. Especially, I need to be an example for immigrants into this country. And I feel that these immigrants...
But what's really interesting is, like, you have other cultures, right? Like, you have the Indian community. You have the Chinese community. You have the Japanese. You have a lot of the other ones, a lot of the other races.
They're still working the system too.
But not as much. There's not as much.
No, not as much.
But they all come here because they have that
the drive.
The drive. Yeah, and you gotta have a drive. The bottom line is, like, if you, again, dude, it's like if you want something, you have to work your ass off and go out there and get it.
Well, you used to be able to do that. Now the government has shut you down, and you can't work now because not unless the master tells you, you can't work. I mean, it's frustrating to me because, I mean, luckily some of us do have a job, and I mean, luckily, but can you imagine all the people what they're going through right now, that they're losing their businesses, man? They've worked their parents set up these businesses, and now they're being demolished while people like Newsom, our great governor of California, is getting free handouts from all the rich people to make sure that his businesses stay afloat, but everyone else goes into poverty. I mean, that's horrible, man. How can you? And I think that's all the strategy. They're trying to shut down, because if you realize most small businesses, for the most part, I don't have any statistics here, are usually more conservative people who have small businesses, for the most part. So if you shut all of them down, now you oppress the voice. Now they have to come and beg you for food. They have to come and beg you for a stimulus check because you won't let them work. So now it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of socialism, and then it's going to lead to communism.
I don't know, but I don't like this at all, man. The direction where we're heading at this moment. I really don't. It's like...
And the oppression with the media, man. The oppression with the media is just ridiculous. They think that silencing a voice is going to make everyone change their mind now, that no one's going to, okay, so now that we removed Trump from every possible platform, then that idea is gone. Do they not understand that you can't get rid of an idea by just getting rid of a person? I mean, there's 74 million people that feel strongly about this, like their voice isn't being heard. Mm-hmm. You think they're just going to walk away into the sunset and hold hands and sing Kumbaya with the left? I just don't know what else to say, Christian. I am so frustrated that our rights are being taken away. Taxes going up is just a matter of time because they're running business out of California. All these businesses are running out of here. Now we're in a deficit. And the funny thing is this, I just saw, I can't remember what news channel, I saw Newsom here in California saying that he's going to be requesting like $1.7 billion from the federal government to get schooling back up and to find a plan to get our economy back open again. And it's like, wow, all of a sudden you have a plan to get this shit together and try to fix it. But when Trump was in, oh no, this is horrible. This is just getting worse. Look at all the numbers. COVID is getting out of hand. But now, we got to look forward to see how we're going to start reopening. And it to me is just like they're using us as pawns for their fucking game that they're playing, and people are dying over this shit. And the left they don't understand that they're being used. For this whole situation, and they have hatred. Straight up hatred for anyone who doesn't think exactly like them. And
that's actually what I do see, and that does bother me, man, because it's like, I do listen to people, but I don't get angry. I let them express their opinion. I mean, they're entitled to it, but just because I don't agree with you, I don't need to be insulted. I don't need to be beaten down or shame, humiliated, and some of that. It's you go for it. You have your own opinion. I have my own opinion, and it's cool. But
when that radio guy, I was having a conversation with that guy on Facebook because he was going hard on socialism, basically, and I was. And again, this goes back to pulling that whole race card. I think he got frustrated because I'm not white, so he can't say, you white person, you're racist. So what he called me is like, you gringo, It's like, oh, you're a gringo because you don't think the way I think. And it's like, no, man, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And these people don't understand that it doesn't matter if you're an immigrant, if you're white, if you're black, if you're in Mexico or if you're in the United States. A right deed is a right deed and a wrong deed is a wrong deed. And they just don't understand it, man.
People talk about let's get back to normal, let's have a peaceful transition, there's unity and so on. And again, I think you already mentioned it, but people like what is the senator Ted Cruz, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move forward, and then AOC comes out and bashes them. You need to be removed, or you need to be expelled from this. And
who
why
does
that
that?
anger though, man? Like
that's
what
what
seems
happened
like
with
she's not getting fucked well enough. But I don't know.
God damn it! Just made me laugh.
I don't know, dude. It's like maybe you should try some Hispanic dick, dude. I don't know. Spice it up a little bit, Oh, I don't know.
Have her have some ketchup instead of mayo. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so my thought. God damn it! Now you made me forget what I was gonna tell you. Oh, about so they want unity, but they're coming after these people. That's exactly how Stalin got into power because they started removing everyone who didn't think like them. I guess my point is just that the purge is coming here, and with big tech, and something that just blew my mind too. I don't know if you know this. That is, big tech always tells you if you don't like it, go somewhere else. There's other competitors. Go somewhere else. So we've gone to Parler when we started this situation as opposed to Twitter, and Twitter banned Trump and is banning a lot of people. And then they're going after Parler because it's the competition to Twitter. And people are jumping ship to Parler. So
I think Apple shut them down already. Like you can't download the app, and Google.
They both took the app off of their store. And then other people say, well, it's free enterprise. It's like, no, this isn't free enterprise. This is literally a persecution of people who don't think like you, and big tech is coming after them. So that's, to me, this just shows you that they don't want free commerce. And if you don't want to join their platform, they'll tear down the other platform that's popping up. So if you don't think that's persecution, you don't think that's communism coming to your country, I got a bridge to sell you in Arizona. It's beachfront property in Utah, I think it is.
Oh man, dude, this is I don't even know where to go, dude, with this here now.
Well,
I really don't.
I'm getting to the gun corner here today. What do you think is going to happen I mean, I've been talking to
Oh,
him.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? After this thing that took place in D.C., guns were going up again. People
The
were
gun
going.
sales?
Yeah, the guns.
Everyone
spiked
feels,
up.
man, that something they're
And
gonna
I'm
start.
still not there.
They're gonna start doing something, man. And ironically, there's 5 bills already. The Democrats haven't even controlled everything yet, and there's already 5 bills on the table to limit your rights with guns. So it's like,
What are they? Do you know?
off the top of my head, I think one of them is a magazine ban. The second one is I think the body armor, and
That's been not the body.
no,
armor's
but there's like a
been,
new one that just popped up because all these I don't know if it's just essentially what they want to do is they want to make it federal. Like right now, I know that there was 5 of them. I honestly can't remember them right now. There's actually this great guy that you guys can watch on YouTube as well. His channel's Guns and Gadgets, and he will tell you exactly what those 5 bills are at. That's where I heard it from. But anyway, my point is this. The point is they're starting with gun removal or gun oppression per se. They're not even all in yet. This is just the warm up. This is just them getting started. Just wait till this whole presidency gets in and they get going. That's why people are buying
just
more
around the
guns
corner,
and ammo.
dude.
It's around the corner, man.
The taping of this is what, 10 days or 9
Yeah,
days?
something like that.
Where are we at? On the 10th?
Today's the 10th, yeah.
10 days.
January 10th. I'm telling you, and just like that lady from Austria, was it Austria? Mm-hmm. They're going to, one of the bills was for registration of guns, I believe. Something like that. Because here in California, you have to go through like a background, and there's 10 days, and they're trying to shut down private sales, and they're doing a lot of other shit. But the whole point,
I think you know what? If they've been wanting to go this right, this route for a long
they've been
time,
wanting to do this,
right?
but they didn't propose any of these
Sure.
bills because they couldn't get in
Yeah,
through.
that's fine. But you know what?
What's that?
That's going to open up the black market.
Without a doubt.
Big time. And we're going to see probably even more because now, see, when you take things away from people, they're going to rebel.
What happened with the 18th Amendment situation? You know what the 18th Amendment was?
No, go ahead.
Prohibition. The with alcohol.
Oh.
How did that work out? Mm-hmm. And that's just a luxury. That's not something else that a lot of people say. Well, you know, it's not your right to own guns. Like that's not a right, and it's infringing on my right to be safe. And it's like, no, listen.
I don't own a gun, but I don't have a problem with it.
Well, because they'll say, because your family wasn't shot and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well,
I actually did see that a lot growing up in LA.
what, a lot of people getting shot?
Fuck yeah, a lot of drive-throughs, a lot of
drive-bys?
vandalism. Yeah, vandalism, a lot of, gangs.
Okay, the funny thing about these bans that they're trying to get in is they keep on pushing the whole assault weapon part of like, we need to ban those because every like massacre that happened with like these children and all, it used one of those guns. The thing is that 2% of the violence in the United States is committed with those guns. I think it's like 50% of it is committed with handguns. But they're okay with the handguns. It's just they want to get rid of those rifles. My thought on that is the reason they want to get rid of those is because those rifles aren't for sporting. And I mean, if we're being fucking honest, those rifles are for us to protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. And I think that government might just be around the fucking corner. So that's what the fucking angle is.
What do you think it's going to happen on the 20th, dude?
I think that
we're going to see
that
more.
douchebag Biden's gonna be inaugurated, and I don't think anything's gonna pop off. I think they're gonna have, if anything pops off, I think it's a self-inflicted wound to try to come after your rights. That's what I think. They're probably gonna open up the doors. I mean, if anything bad happens, it's gonna be the same thing. Oh no, please don't come in. No, head that way. Like, it's going to be purposely, it's going to be a setup if that's what happens to not only come after your guns, but come after all your rights. You fucking can't talk. Don't fucking talk bad about the CCP. I mean, Biden, you know. Can't be talking that you're inciting people to get mad. I cannot stress how important it is for people to be prepared, not only with your ammo and your guns, just to be prepared in case anybody breaks into your house and you need to protect your family. And second of all, with gold, silver, cryptos, whatever you think's going to be, because I'm telling you, this shit's around the corner, man. And food and water, definitely. I mean, you got to be prepared.
So, moving forward at this moment, right? You have accepted, and like we all know that Biden is in.
Well, I think that there hasn't been. I mean, I just think that. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I'm trying to say it in a way that that the FBI doesn't come over to my house. There's only one way to say it, man. I truthfully don't believe that Biden got more votes than Obama.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, of course, yeah, of course, dude. But like we like for example, in my case, I'm moving forward. Okay, I have accepted that that this. That Biden is
okay. Well,
our
yeah,
next president,
we know that
on.
their agenda is
right?
moving forward. Yes.
So at this moment, all we can do is just basically start preparing for ourselves for the big storm. Like what's coming. It's not going to be. It doesn't look good. Okay. Still, we got to get ready with gold. We got to plan a little bit different because. What they have in store is completely different than what we were used to.
It's a globalist agenda that they have in store. And I know a lot of people say like, "Oh my God, you're a kook, you're a conspiracy theorist, blah blah blah," and it's not being a conspiracy theorist. It's literally the purge is happening right now on social media, and
it's something, dude. Like watching movies, then all of a sudden they have become a reality.
Yeah, and. I mean, basically, when this shit pops off, it's just gonna happen overnight, man. It's just gonna pop off overnight, and you're gonna wake up, and what's gonna happen is they're gonna start with the devaluation of your money. You're not gonna be able to buy shit. So even if you do have a business or you do have a job, you're gonna be fucked, essentially, and you're gonna have to beg. You're gonna have to beg them for help. And I think that's what they want. They want you to beg for your slavery. I read a quote on Facebook. No, not on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. And this gentleman, he put, it's a quote from the Bible. And man, it just made my asshole pucker up when I read that quote.
What did it say?
Let me see if I can get it real quick. Okay, so the actual quote is from Revelation 13:17. It says, "So that they could not buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name." Man, that shit fucking puckered up my asshole, because with the whole Fed coin that we've been talking about, and them shutting everything down, and then giving you stimulus cards, and it's getting there, man. It's getting there, and it's freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's scary shit.
How do you think the people that are saying, kind of against Trump and all this, like all the lefties, right?
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to react when this shit starts happening?
Well, they're going to beg for help from the government, from their master.
Think they're going to like it?
Well, I think a lot of them they're going to repent, but it's going to be a day late and a dollar short, because no one's going to be there to protect their family, and it's going to be too late for them. I have a buddy of mine. We're good friends. We're musician friends. I find him posting stuff which I find super hypocritical. I find him posting stuff of he's a lefty, but he thinks that God should be in schools. And I'm like, well, that's kind of funny that you think that God should be in schools. I mean, that's not a left ideology.
Left,
so
they don't like that.
So then I asked him, I'm like, okay, well, what about abortion? What about what Kamala Harris or Camel Toe and Biden think about abortion? That, pretty much you could kill the kid inside the womb at any point. No limit. If he's got a heartbeat, if he's got fingers, no limit, just fucking straight up murder him. And he's like, well, don't you like free guns or, your rights with your guns? Why should we oppress their rights? And I go back to I spit back the same liberal mentality of them. I'm like, okay, if you don't want me to have my guns because I could hurt you and it'll infringe on other people's rights, right? So I think most people will say, well, I'm okay with your rights as long as you're not hurting other people, right? Okay, but they say, but my body, my choice. But if that's a human being inside of there, you're hurting another person. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, so you say that you're okay, but that's going to hurt other people. But if on the premise that this is that heartbeat is another person, you are hurting another person. So, and he's like, well, I'm not let thee to throw the first stone just fucking pussying out of of his mentality and his thought. I'm not saying that the government, I actually think the opposite. I think the government should get the fuck out of our lives. But I'm just saying, you as a person who believes in God and believes in the Bible are not standing up for what's right and what's wrong. It doesn't matter if it's legal or if it's not legal. You as a human being need to stand up for what's right in your beliefs. So you can't be hypocritical about this shit and say, I want the Bible in the schools.
Time, I don't.
And in the same time, oh no, her body, her choice. It's like, no, if we agree that a heartbeat is a fucking child, then you're okay with them killing him. You know what I'm saying? You're okay with murder, but you want the Bible in schools. I mean, how much more fucking hypocritical can you get of that shit?
At the end, like it says, right, there will be a judgment day.
For all of us, yeah.
For all of us. It's up to the individual, dude. It's like, I don't, like, whatever the person decides to do.
I understand that, Chris, but
whatever the person decides to do, keep it, have the abortion, whatever.
I agree with you.
That is totally on them, dude.
I agree. I agree with you completely.
Because even
on
the Bible, it says, we are no one
to judge others. I agree with that.
And I just want to leave it at that because
But the thing is, you can't go around telling people that you're a Christian, a born again Christian, that you love God and you want that in the schools, that you want God back in the schools, and at the same time say, no, it's okay for you to murder children. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your belief, then stand by your belief, or then don't stand by your belief. Mm-hmm. But don't fucking be coming around here telling me that you love God and you want peace and everything. But it's just, to me, it's frustrating to see the double standard with this shit. It's either you are a God-loving person and what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, or you're not. But don't come in here and I threw him a fucking quote, which I thought it was kind of funny. I don't even know where it's at. I've heard it before. All right, here's another quote that I threw out of which I thought was kind of funny. I mean, it says, and this is from Revelation 3:16. It says, so because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth.
What did he reply with?
Well, that's when he replied to me that he's not the first one. He's not going to throw stones and stuff like that. But I'm just like, bro, either you are or you're not. And you can't, I'm not telling you to judge anybody. I'm not telling you to go and condemn anybody for doing anything. All I'm saying is stand for what you stand for, or don't stand for what you don't. Don't ride that fucking fence. And again, I personally don't think that the government should be involved in this. This is what's kind of weird about my ideology.
But I think we are giving the government some sort of a right to get involved, but they shouldn't.
Well, the thing is this. I personally think that, and this is what's weird, I think that abortion should be legal. I think that the government should not be interfering in your fucking rights. Mm-hmm. Okay? Me personally, as a God-fearing person, I think that it's wrong. But because I think that it's wrong, I don't think the government should be getting involved, with maybe an exception. And the only exception is this: defining what a life is. And then at that point, you can decide if it's murder or not. You know what I'm saying? Because people say that, most people don't want, the whole point of government is for it to be there for when people infringe on other people's rights, right? I think that's the main reason for government, is for them to step in when other people are infringing on other people's rights, but not to infringe on our rights themselves. So just like murder is wrong, that's how I feel about abortion, but I think it needs to be defined on what a child is. Okay? And once you decide what a child is, and which I think that government might be a spot where the government as a society could step in and define what a child is. And then at that point, you can infringe on a child's right. You see what I'm saying? Like that's my thoughts on it. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. What I was telling my buddy or my friend was, I don't give a fuck what the government says. You either stand for right or you don't stand for right. Mm-hmm. And exactly going back to that quote from the Bible, that you don't be lukewarm or I will spit you out of my mouth. That was just kind of my whole thought. I thought it was a little funny because I'm not a huge Bible person, to be honest with you. But he is. And it's just beautiful to be able to throw those quotes back at him. Might be a little bit of a dick move, but...
well, I think a woman should have the right to do what she needs to do, mm-hmm. whether to have an abortion or not. We should not interfere with that.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, or during Judgment Day, she or he, meaning, the person would have to...
Well, I don't think a he can have a kid.
I know, yeah. But, the guy is also part of it.
Yeah, the judgment, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's all I can say, Okay.
And I respect your opinion, man. I respect your opinion about that.
It's because when you think about it, this is supposed to be a free country.
You're either free or you're not. Do you think that if we both agree that the embryo that's inside mm-hmm. the woman is a child at a certain point, do you think it's murder to kill it at that certain point?
Yeah, it is. It's life, right? Once you hear the heartbeat, it's according to science, right?
I'm not a scientist,
right? But it's life, right? But then again,
well, if we have laws against murder, what's the difference between murder of me walking up and shooting somebody as opposed to somebody killing the baby to not have to deal with it? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to fight or argue. I'm just
I know
trying to be analytical.
Exactly. That's why it's such a touchy subject, But I obviously, we already have a person living in this world, right? And I'm gonna be completely. I'm probably wrong. I'm not the right person to talk to, but it's just my opinion.
Well, but that's me and you just kind of thinking through our minds.
It's just my opinion, We have this individual person that's already living here. We have taken something. We've taken his life, right? That's it. In this particular case, that is the mom choosing to take life away from what she's about to give birth.
Okay, so let me. I guess this is where it gets a little interesting because I think that's.
But it's, and again, we don't know the circumstances. We don't know the situations of this individual.
Do you think the circumstances of, say, somebody killed my family, and I go and I kill them,
an eye for an eye,
Well, but hold on. But I go and I kill them, right? Is that not like murder? Me killing them because of what they did to me, or is it still murder?
Shit, back in the days,
Not back in the days. Right now.
Right now. No, it would still be.
It'd still be considered murder.
It's considered murder, but I mean, it could drive somebody to the edge, dude. Like,
I'm not saying if it's right or if it's wrong. All I'm saying is, what have we defined that as a society? We've defined that as murder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that I guess that's why when I think like the government stepping in to decide when life is life, that can be the beginning of deciding if that's murder or not. You see what I'm saying? Not that the government's going to tell you what's right and wrong. We may still have a disagreement, but if you really think about it, a lot of people say, well, it's still being developed in the belly. Okay, well, at a certain point, you can have a C-section, take a premature baby, take him out. So that premature baby outside the belly, say we have one here and one here, we take him out of the belly and we put him in an incubator, right? Me chopping up that baby, that's murder, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We agree that that's murder, right? Say it's six weeks old, the baby, or I don't know, 7 weeks old, or however fucking old you want to make it, right? So me chopping up that baby in that incubator is murder. Okay. Now that other pregnant lady goes to the doctor and they stick the fucking knives and start chopping up the body parts inside of her, right? That's not murder? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
maybe because we don't see it. I don't know. But I'm with you on that. That's why I say it is such a touchy. It's such a
no. And again, I'm not even telling people that no, you may not commit murder or kill the baby inside of you. I'm not even stepping that far right now. All I'm saying to my buddy who's a Christian is like, how can you not stand and let your voice be heard about what Christian fundamentals say? And you see what I'm saying? That's all I was telling him. And again, I think that in these specific situations, like that quote says, we cannot be lukewarm. You go to regular school and they teach you, they don't want to bring God in, and they teach you that, oh no, we all come from monkeys, right? Okay. It's cool. It's still the fucking theory. They can't prove it, right? It's still a theory, and it's cool. I think they should give you that theory. But at the same time, they shouldn't judge you for having your own theory. Like if you tell me that Mickey Mouse made us and you can't prove that my Mickey Mouse made us or Pluto made us, why does yours have more, why is yours being pushed and not mine? You see what I'm saying? Like, and you're science and you're all about, you must have proof. And they don't have proof. So I find it fucking ironical, or, it's irony that scientists try to push theories that they don't have proof for. And then the proof that they show you it's fucking ridiculous, dude. There's no solid proof just logically thinking about it. If we came from monkeys, then why the fuck are there still fucking monkeys? Wouldn't we all have developed into humans?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And I'm not even saying that it's evolution, the theory of evolution. Can't believe I forgot that shit. I don't even think that micro evolution, I think is probably, you could probably change, like, from being in a cold weather, your babies probably start, like their eyes change, their facial structure might change a little, but you're not going to fucking turn into a leopard. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to fucking turn into a fucking airplane just because of your environment. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the same situation. All right. Any other questions you have, Christian, or anything else you'd like to talk about, I guess?
No.
Checking your time?
No, as of this moment, I'm okay.
You seem you seem upset.
Well, I don't know where we're going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know where we're going with all this unrest and all this ideology. I mean, I think it's so split that I don't know if we can honestly, I don't know if we can come together, because I think fundamentally it's just a different culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, people do different different things. Like the culture is much different in Italy than it is in America.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's much different. And why do you think Italians and French are two separate countries? It's because their differences are different, you know, besides their language. And I feel like America is splitting into two completely separate Americas, man. One of oppression and one of liberty. And unfortunately, I think we're in a state where this is oppression.
Yeah, definitely. This is not the America that we're used to. Adapting to it, or the changes coming, it's going to be a bumpy road, man. It's going to be a really bumpy road, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you, man, like if I had the opportunity, but I know this is going worldwide.
But doesn't this seem like it's the new world order?
Yeah, it just seems like, you know, if I could, I would.
You can't go hide anywhere, though. That's the point. Like, you can't run from this because this is a world situation.
I think everybody, it's the web. It's interesting how it's called the World Wide Web.
And because we're all connected?
Yeah.
No, I agree, man. I think...
And I always, you know, many years ago, I actually spoke to this Christian guy, full-on Christian. And I don't know how the conversation started, dude, but I did tell him, like, you know what? I think that the internet, it's like, you know how everybody talks about this monetary thing, about the money situation and so on. And I told him that I think the internet is that.
Oh, shit.
Because it just connects all of us. It has connected all of us.
All right. Well, with that, it looks like we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We definitely appreciate you guys coming on and checking out our podcast. We definitely appreciate everything, all the good and bad comments. Thank you so much. We want to thank you. And you guys have a good night.
Have a good one. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. If you would like to donate, please join us on Subscribestar. Thank you again from all of us here at the OTM Podcast, and you have a great night.